The brains behind Infinicity, the Har Elite, have been striving to accomplish their goal of attaining a new alternative energy source for the greater good of future generations. Welcome to Clearview, where these concepts come alive.
Homes in Infinicity are in high demand, and lucky for you, we have a prototype for an exclusive new neighborhood, Clearview. Because our city is in the desert, our houses are mainly underground to sustain comfortable living conditions. The portion of the house that's above ground is a dome of frosted glass, which allows natural light to disperse evenly throughout the house while still maintaining place.
Being in the Mojave Desert, buildings in Infinicity are subjected to extreme temperature changes. In addition to the unique building structure, we will also be using geothermal conditioning to keep our houses comfortable and livable. Geothermal conditioning monitors the room temperature and adjusts accordingly. The process starts in the ground, where pipes are connected up to the house. We will be using a closed-loop system, which cycles water back and forth between the house and the pipes. The pipes run about 100 to 400 feet below ground. We will specifically be using a central closed-loop system, which has all the heat pumps in one general area of the house and then distributed throughout the house using air vents. We'll be using vertical piping, which are pipes connected from the house down to ground and back up to the house. They take up minimal land area and are easy to construct.
Now we'd like to introduce the unique, innovative, alternative energy source, the radiometric solar mill. It's based off the design of a common radiometer seen in most science classrooms. It uses light and heat energy to rotate, and the futuristic design consists of a vacuum-sealed bulb containing 4 panels which spin using solar energy. The panels are connected to a shaft which runs down and turns gears, leading to a generator which converts the mechanical energy into usable electricity. This electricity is distributed to battery packs which are supplied for every house. This method is used mainly for residential and minor commercial buildings. This will greatly reduce our dependence on harmful energy sources such as coal and is completely renewable because it uses only solar energy.
We realize that in the desert, water is scarce. Infinicity is strategically located in a region rich with groundwater. The water table supply will be sufficient to meet the needs of our city. Water purifying technology in Infinicity are advanced and efficient, and therefore obtains enough water for both residents and businesses.
Our unique energy sources keep the environment of Infinicity extremely clean. Because the radiometric solar mill runs on solar energy, no pollution is created. However, it will not be able to provide for the entire city, but instead residential and minor commercial buildings. Industrial businesses may utilize electricity from an outside supplier. This is still a huge step for the world, as we are decreasing Infinicity's dependence on harmful fuels by at least 50%. We will also be keeping Infinicity clean with the multiple parks we have. We're not just keeping Infinicity clean, but we are also keeping our citizens active and interacting with their environment. We hope our citizens also enjoy the recreational centers and gyms we have across our city. Our main goal here in Infinicity is to provide for our citizens and keep them happy and healthy in a clean environment.
Our city has many other enticing features for its residents. We have beautiful and interesting building structures, such as the ancient castle and the intricate schools and churches. Although the scenery of the desert isn't gorgeous, we bring out the beauty with man-made structures joining with the landscape in perfect natural harmony. This is a city where you'll never get bored. Infinicity has everything for every age and is a wonderful place to call home. For the business investors, we have plenty of space to expand with incentives for successful industries.
Residents in Infinicity appreciate the proficiently developed infrastructure. Expedient transportation is provided with the magnetic levitation system. This transports passengers and goods all throughout the city and surrounding suburbs. We also have many convenient buses, which eliminate the need for personal transportation for many residents. We have good traffic flow for car travelers, and for those people who want some fresh air, many necessities are in walking distance. We also have an airport to allow goods and people to travel long distances. Being in the desert, land suitable for agriculture is hard to come by. Instead, we use hydroponics along with the shipments of products such as coffee.
Infinicity provides for its residents many diverse job opportunities. There are positions from the most specialized scientists to an inexperienced student seeking a profession. Along with typical work offered in every city, Infinicity has jobs distinct to our city. For instance, the system of hydroponics, unique to Infinicity, offers an exclusive employment opportunity. But there's always room to expand, so work prospects are ever growing.
With all of the unique elements our city has to offer, Clearview is an ideal place to call home. In addition to the distinctive features such as the house structures and city infrastructure, Infinicity is a great place to live because of its incomparable take on alternative energy. Clearview is the place for you.
Okay. In managing the budget of your virtual city, what challenges did you face?
Well, it was kind of hard to round up the money for the city. So, I mean, as almost every city starts, you know, you're going to have to take out loans and get in debt. But we tried to build up as much money as possible so that we could grow our city to be bigger, but we started out small.
For the first 20 years or so of making the virtual city, we depended a lot on dirty industry and slowly took that out and replaced it with high-tech industries and stuff like that.
So for your budget, what are some of your expenses? What are some of your, where do you get your money from?
Our main industry that we bring in is, in our virtual city, was tourism. We had a lot of tourist attractions and stuff. And
what challenges did you face in determining the scale of your city design?
Well, it was very hard to find something because we knew what we wanted the design of our houses to be like for the location, and it was hard to find things that would fit the scale and be realistic to put in our model.
We wanted to represent as much as we could, but sometimes it's kind of hard when something would be bigger than something else and wouldn't fit to scale, so we changed our scale quite a lot.
we wanted to put a lot of detail in, so we couldn't really make the scale ginormous because something like this would be 20 feet tall, like a little bench. So we had to kind of lower it and average it out between the tallest building and the smallest detail.
Okay, so you built the model and then determined your scale rather than determining the scale and then building the model?
Well, it was kind of as we went along because depending on the materials that we had available, we would change it a little bit. It mostly went from 1 inch is 6 feet to 1 inch is 8 feet. That was about it was 6 feet to 12 feet that we kind of ranged throughout, but we eventually settled on 1 inch is 8 feet.
Now, your city is, again, very sustainable, but you did say that your industry is going to have to obtain electricity from an outside source. So would that have anything to do with the air pollution in your city, or are you assuming there's not going to be a lot of air pollution in your city? How do you keep your air clean?
Well, because they have to pay for it from an outside source, it'd be pretty difficult. So likely an industrial won't come into our city very often. There may be a few, but not too much.
And mostly, the Annie's products that make little crackers and juices and stuff, they pride themselves in having all recycled materials, and they minimize their pollution. So we're kind of hoping for those kind of industries to come into our city. That the industry's goal, along with the city's goal, is to keep the air clean instead of industries that don't really care about the air. We're trying to get the other green industries to come into our city.
Also, because we're going to send our waste away, we're hoping that, we are decreasing the pollution in our city by as much as possible.
Okay. What would you say your most unusual recycled material would be?
Probably the light fixture. Over here, this apartment is made of the lights that come off like a fan. So.
Describe a feature of your city that represents a future technology or capability that doesn't exist today.
One of our main one is the maglev. There are kind of smaller versions. The bullet train, bullet train from China, kind of have the same idea, and it's almost it's similar to Amtrak at Disney World, but it reduces the friction for it to travel faster. So it's almost like having its own magnetic field. That's kind of our more futuristic design.
And the radiometer, it would potentially be the size of a water tower in the cities, in the neighborhood. So there's not really big glass bulbs. There are water towers, but this would have to have a glass bulb for the sunlight to come through. So that's not really existing today. So
We tried to make it like scientifically sound, but also kind of not stretching it, but going as far as we could.
What risks are involved in the use of your alternative energy sources?
It's a big glass bulb, so there are potential risks that it could get scratched or cracked.
The maintenance might be a little tough. But as long as like nothing major happens to it, it will continue running soundly. So.
And we use plexiglass for both the houses and the glass bulb for the radiometric solar mount. So we hope that that could also help to minimize the scratches.
Good job.
Thanks, guys.